Hi, today I wanted to try out Ubuntu 21.4 because the last time I tried Ubuntu it was using Unity, so a long time ago. So first of all, let me say that I think that at this point pretty much any popular distribution has a very clean and good UI by default, which is what really interests me because that's what I do at KDE. And I think personally I always gotta disable the icons, and but I'm impressed by the fact that all these options are like instant apply. That's not the case in Plasma, so I'm not used to that, but it's really good. Then one thing that I immediately noticed, and I really loved the design choice, was to use a terminal that's slightly purple in the background. That is almost like it's transparent given the background, but it's not transparent, it's just tinted, but I think it's really pretty. I really like it. And the sidebar also takes a bit of color from the background, so I really like that design choice as well. So let me actually go through all of the applications that we have here. As an example, I've seen that we have to-do application, but let me just say that the mines icon is just beautiful. Like I've given a look to all of them and I found this one just to be the best one. I love this icon. But anyway, the to-do application, because I am a big fan of getting organized. So we've got personal to-dos and I can add my own. I can even choose a color. That's pretty. Simple yet effective color picker. And what can I do with those? I can rearrange them, and I can even take notes on them, and of course set a due date. I wonder if I can also organize them in like sub tasks. Yes, seems like I can do that. Makes sense. And one thing that I really wish a to-do application had is the possibility to add a template task with like some notes in it that I can just copy paste when necessary. Can I copy paste these things? I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple to-do application. I still think that the best to-do application I found is tasks.org for Android, because that one is just amazing. And then we can also give a look to, well, Firefox and LibreOffice. I think you all know those applications, so I'll just skip them. And let's go with something like Shotwall for images, which I don't have any, so that's a bit of a pity. So let's download example one. And also let me say that I really like the fact that you can drag the windows in the virtual desktops. Of course you can also do that in Plasma, but it's not as simple and straightforward. Like in this case you just have them out of the box, whereas in Plasma you have to at least configure them. Depends on the distro. But anyway, let's find a test image to give a look at Shotwall. So let's download this one. I could have picked a better test image than just a big text with test, but that's what I got. So let's save it. Nice. And let's open it. Where is it? Downloads, index, and I can't. So did I completely miss the point of Shotwall? Put in place. Okay, now here's my image, and what can I do with this image? So let's see. Edit the image. Then there's not much I can actually do to edit it. I can rotate it, flip it, crop, okay, all the normal stuff. Yeah, this looks about the same. I actually have like enhance stuff. What's enhance? Okay, this one I can actually see working. Of course it won't do much on this test image, but enhance. Okay, enhance actually chooses profile automatically, I guess. Makes sense. And then I have all of this stuff. It's okay. The design, I think, looks a bit like this menu bar could be inside the header bar. I think that would be an improvement. And I keep on pressing the meta button to see all application, but it's this button. We also have, what do we have here? Just a couple of them, but there's also a video application. And well, is this the same one as, yes, this is the same one as GNOME. So I can actually see channels. I think this is like super impressive. I'm still like very impressed by being able to play this stuff. I'm afraid that the software center is broken for me. I don't know why, but if I try to start it, I just get a node application that I found. So we'll skip that over. And actually let me give a look to the settings. And in the settings we have at the top this appearance button with the ability to switch to a fully dark or fully light theme, which is very nice. It's not in a GNOME, but I kinda wish it was, because switching the color scheme of the application, I think it's a basic operation that most user would like to have an option to do. And actually, if I think of Plasma, we've had for many years the light and dark options, but we never had this combination of dark and then light. But with the latest version, we can kind of have something like that, a light version for the application and a dark version for all of the rest of stuff, so like this. And instead for like the top bar, dark top bar and then white content, we might be able to do this in the short future, but we'll see. With the introduction of the tools area, it's much easier. And then we have all of the usual stuff. Online accounts is something that impressed me, because that's it's much better than the system settings, KDE system settings, counterpart. So let's actually try to log in with Google. Let's see what this gives me. Do I remember my password? I think it's this one. Yes, I got it right. Let's see if it actually synchronizes correctly. With a bit of time, but I actually have a bit of a slow... okay, so emails, Google Drive, makes sense. And then also calendar. Let's see if it all works out of the box. So let's pick an easy password. This is not my daily usage. Okay, it works. Use for mail, calendar, and so on. Okay, can I actually do this? Let's try to open up my drive. It's really, I like the design simplicity of the file application. There's all the option in the here, but the design is pretty clear. So can I actually get to my drive? It probably should be somewhere, but it's not here as far as I can see. So what else do we have here? We've got emails. Do we have a mail application? In the list, yes, we have a Thunderbird. I don't know if it synchronizes automatically with the Google accounts from here. I'll guess we can find out. I don't think it does. Let's see how much time it takes to set it. I actually don't use I don't use Thunderbird, so but I mean, I can try out if it works. Let's see. I did have to log in again, so there's not like a synchronization from these online accounts and Thunderbird, but I did expect that. Is there any other mail application? I don't think so. Let's see. No? Okay, so this is my inbox. Let's see if it can actually fetch my emails, and I would say so. So before you get too much private information out of that, let's close it and see what about the calendar. Do we have a calendar application in here somewhere? Calendar, yeah, straight up. And we do have events. Let's see in the settings if I can online accounts. Yes, this one. So is this one like already synchronized? That would be impressive. So let's try to add an event, random event. I don't actually use Google Events, so I need to create a new one and check if it's actually synchronized. So let's go to calendar.google.com. I bet I need to log in again. Okay, I'm Nicola Venerandi. And my password is this one. Yep. Okay, so today's I set it on the 6th, so let's go to the 6th. Do we have any event on the 6th? We don't. Well, maybe I did not create this random event on my calendar. I don't have any option for that. Let's try to see if I can add it like on the, not the 6th, the 7th, and then test 2. Let's see if it synchronizes in my calendar here. Maybe not immediately, but like upon restart, I don't know. Calendar. Oh, by the way, something that I noticed about the search is that I can actually search something like heart and I get characters. This is pretty cool and very much useful. So let's see if there's any option here that I missed, but I don't think so. Maybe it just takes a bit of time. I do see that Pasqua and Lunedia Pasquetta. Oh, there's also goal status, which is totally from my calendar, meaning that it's actually synchronized. And maybe it's not like instant it's synchronized, but it is synchronized. That's enough for me. So what else do we have? I'll say that that's pretty much it for this one. And then if we go to the list of apps, I did not check out, I've actually used Cheese for a long time, so I know what it looks like, but we have Rhythmbox, which again I've only used before on like Unity, long time no see. And we actually have the possibility to use podcasts and radio. Can I actually start something? Yep, it works. I'm not sure like how this works, but I'm just not very used to it. For these ones I need to log in, makes sense. And well, I don't have any music in my music folder, but I trust that it would work. Is there any option? We have preferences. Oh, we actually have some options. A decent amount, not a KDE standard amount, which is crazy, but we do have some options. Then what else? So startup application, what's this? Okay, makes sense. Startup programs. Then we have a text editor, which I'll guess is gedit, yes. And again, what really impresses me most of gedit is how well it's like used to touch. I can actually use my touch screen very nicely. I've already said this in the GNOME video. And then what else? We have live patch, which, well, I don't know what that is. Remina. What a weird icon. Okay, it's a remote desktop. Okay, thank you for the information. And then there is Sudoku and Mines. Let's actually try out Mines just because I love that icon. Sorry. 8x8, and I can start playing nicely. Like this. This is one, this must be one. Oops. I've actually never learned how to play Mines, like seriously. It's never been a game that impressed. Ah, there's a utilities folder. I actually love utilities because that's where you must recognize the design language of the US you're in. Like in this example, one thing that bothers me a bit is that all of the buttons have this outline, and it's almost like you have a double outline because you have the end of the 5 button and then the beginning of the 6 button, and that's a bit too much. Like it would be much prettier to just have a single line, but that's nitpicking, which I shouldn't do when checking out other software. Okay, can I actually do scientific calculator? What does that mean? Engineering? I don't see any difference. I thought, because I have to click here, advanced mode, okay. Financial mode, that looks useful. And then programming mode. Oh, I can actually go around and play with all of the bitwise operations. That's impressive. I wish I knew about this when I was actually, working with bitwise stuff. Keyboard mode. Yep, this is very much compact. I like it. And then what else do we have? That was actually pretty powerful for a simple calculator application. Usually I see stuff that does much less than that. System monitor. Okay. It's very similar to the old cases. I still think that the new system manager by KDE is like the best, but that's I'm biased. I'm totally biased. And then document viewer, and I'm very much interested in seeing what it looks like, so I'll go ahead and download a test PDF. So let's actually go with, I don't know, a random PDF that I'll find over the web. Let's download it. Let's put it in the download folder. I actually have my Calculus 1 exam this June. I think I'll need to retake it a couple of times to like September or something like that, so wish me good luck. And Firefox got stuck. Nice. I actually have like 2 dialogues, this one and this one at the same time. That's weird. Is this a bug? Save file, yes, save file. Okay, we've got the file, now let's open it. And it actually was downloaded 2 times. Okay, I think I've found a bug here. And then that's pretty simple. We have the outline and the chapters, the pages, and annotation. Can I add an annotation? So, night mode. I like it. Do Ocular have night mode? I don't know. Out pages left, rotate. I don't see anything about it. There's a button here. Okay. No text like this. Hello. Okay, you can close it. And then it shows up here. Makes sense. Can I also highlight text? So like this. Does this also show up? Yes. And I also can see who's the user that actually took the annotation. I wish that all PDF viewers had an option to... I can't zoom in again, sorry. It crashed. So, as I was saying, I wish that all PDF viewers had an option to actually handwrite notes, because that's extremely useful, but that might come in the future. Ocular has it, but it's a bit... I don't know, I think that External++ is the application that right now does it best. So let's get back to utilities. And then there's characters, fonts. Yes, this is pretty much utility stuff. Screenshot. Again, same one as GNOME. Very pretty one. I like it. I still have my crushed PDF viewer in here. Let's try to kill this one. What's the name again? What's the name? If you have this big of a toolbar, you could show like the application name or the file name. Okay, force quit, thank you. Because I get that most applications like have some buttons so they cannot display the application name or stuff like that, but when the space is there, you could just as well use it. So let me see. Videos. Yeah, I think I pretty much saw everything that interested me. Maybe just like document scanner, what it is like. Yeah, I don't have actually a scanner like with me, it's in the other room, but I'll trust that this one works. And wow, second up. Okay, it took a bit to close, but I won't say it crashed. It stayed open and just took a bit of time to close. And this is interesting. So when I try to drag an icon, I get a green outline that shows the like limits of the desktop. That's interesting. I wonder what's the practical use case for it. And I think that's pretty much it. Is there anything missing? Well, I can do the same test I've done in Fedora, which is to actually try to install a Qt application and see how it looks like. Because, oh come on, Dolphin, the file manager, nothing. Ocular. What about Ocular? Do you have it? I'm pretty sure we put it in the Snap store. Here is it. Okay, let's try to install this one. Because something that we care about in KDE is to make a GTK application feel native and follow the theme. So, you know, it's a goal, it's part of the consistency goal. So that's quite important. And I also wonder if other, you know, distribution or these are doing the same. And in this case, the store application is a bit broken for me because it shows the installing and then just tells me that it's already installing it. So, okay, I guess. So I can actually follow how the install is going by pressing install many times, okay? And meanwhile, we can give a last look to the UI of this. Well, it's actually pretty simple to create folders now. It was not as simple back then. Now it's pretty good. And no, unnamed folder. Let's actually try to give it a name. So test, okay. Did it work? Yes, that's neat. What else do we have here? Can we like make folders of what happens if we drag a folder? Why do I keep getting pushed to the bottom when I do a new folder? I think I found another bug. So what happens if you drag a folder on a folder? Nothing. Makes sense. you don't want to deal with recursive like folders. And meanwhile Ocular is at 60%, so we've got I actually have the microphone volume, very handy, I like it. And I did not think that GNOME or I don't know Ubuntu had this, because it is not there unless you plug in the microphone. So you cannot actually like customize the volume of the internal microphone. But now that I've got it, it works. Then brightness, the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth is on. We can actually turn it off. I kind of wish it stayed open. Like if I press turn, wait, Bluetooth is off, turn off. This one should be on. Okay, another bug. But you mean that if I don't know, Ubuntu or GNOME reviewer did a review of Plasma and just try to find many bugs, I think they would have an easy time. But don't worry at me saying, oh, there's a bug here. Ignore that. I'm actually discharging my battery, so let me plug that in. Meanwhile, Ocular is at 99%. We're almost there. Now we should be plugged in. Okay. Power settings. We've got the power mode. This is very nice to have. I think that Plasma will get this soon. So it's very nice to see that GNOME or Ubuntu has it already. I think it's GNOME here. I remember what it was announced a bit back then. And then what I kind of wish we had is the graph of charge over time, a bit like Android. And it got back to 14. We'll never be able to install Ocular, are we? Let's try with terminal. They don't use apt much anymore, right? So I have to like do this thing. It's already installing. Yes, I've seen it, but it's not installing very effectively. Let's try to cancel this one. Did it work? Nope. Okay, now it's stuck on actually installing this thing. Okay, I can actually try to install something completely different. What's another Gwen view? Can I actually try to install something else? Maybe that one will work. And this time I'll do it from console, because it's actually called terminal here. I'll do it from terminal to make sure that it works. And it will only take another 20 minutes. Amazing! So yeah, this one is totally stuck. Let's close it anyway. And let's also close this one. So I'll actually pause the recording until I actually manage to get a QML application in here. Not QML, sorry, Qt application in here. Also, I was trying to see what other desktop backgrounds look like, and it's very nice to see hippos everywhere. And the left sidebar is transparent and picks up the background, but I'm a bit sad to see that this purplish is hard-coded. I kind of wish that it took like the main color of the background, which is actually kind of easy to do. There are many libraries to do that. So if you could just pick the dominant color, like in this case it would probably be this yellowish. Although I gotta say that this out of focus image is probably not something that I would use for a background. And then there's this grayish one makes sense. And again, purple on grayish. Okay, I used a better network, so we can see that in 13 seconds instead of 13 minutes we'll have our Gwen view, which we'll be able to test out. And the main takeaway from this section of the video is that I need to buy a new internet connection or something like that, because the difference between 13 seconds and 13 minutes is astonishing. I did not expect such a difference. So let's actually try to see what Gwenview looks like. Okay, so let's try to see Gwenview. The icon of Gwenview is the old one, but I think the fault here is on the Gwenview side, because I think that's like the Gwenview icon, and then we prettify it a bit on Plasma by using the Breeze icon for Gwenview, which I think looks a bit better. So we need to connect the snap from this one, so let's do what I have been asked to. Let's install this thing, which will only take 5 more minutes. Okay, but I need to... Let's connect to the faster internet, so we'll see those 5 minutes turn into 5 seconds. Let's see. Okay, let's try again. And then we can see that it is 1 minute. Okay, so a ratio of 1 to 5 this time. So let's see if this works. Okay, I'm afraid I could not install Gwenview because other problems, so I'll just give up for now. It's a bit sad that it didn't like work nicely out of the box, but I hope that it's just my installation, that on a proper install it will work nicely. So that's pretty much all for now. I really like Ubuntu 21.4, and I hope that like the next version with GNOME 40 will be just super awesome.